coming to practice, he's on one leg. Like he was hurt the second year, he was on one leg the whole year and played 82 games. Wow. Like, and so he practiced every day and he played every game on one leg. And so you're like, man, MJ, why don't you just sit up? How can I be the leader of the team and sit out and y'all going through all the credit?
Beat Michael Jordan out in 10th grade for the varsity. I made it and he got cut. Yes, I'm the coach who cut Michael as a sophomore.
And I told him to go into math, but that's where the money was.
I gotta be there.
And it's just basketball. At the end of the day, it's just basketball.
It surprised people that Kobe and I were very close friends. But we were very close friends. Kobe was my dear friend. He was like a little brother. I promise you, from this day forward, I will live with the memories of knowing that I had a little brother that I tried to help in every way I could. Please, rest in peace, little brother.
Prove it. That's the energy Michael Jordan just unleashed. After years of silence, he finally spoke on LeBron James, and what he said is shaking the whole basketball world right now. For more than 20 years, people kept wondering why the greatest player ever stayed distant from LeBron, never mentoring him, never building a bond, just maintaining this cold, calculated gap. Now we finally know the truth, and it's way harsher than anyone expected. Picture the scene. It's 2002. Michael Jordan is still out there battling through his last season with the Wizards. Meanwhile, in Ohio, a high school junior named LeBron James lands on the cover of Sports Illustrated. And not just any cover, the cover, with huge bold letters calling him the chosen one before he even touched an NBA court. The media didn't just hype him up, they crowned him as the next Jordan, and that right there changed everything. Because here's what people forget about Michael Jordan. This man remembers everything. He keeps mental notes like they're trophies, holding on to every slight, every disrespect, every person who tried to take what he worked for. Remember Leroy Smith, the player who made varsity when Jordan got cut?
But you have to really play hard. Does that hurt you physically?
No, because when I play hard all the time. You know, there's no turn it on here, turn it off here. It's just 110% all the time.
It might not be in the team's best interest, in your best interest, to play all 82. Is that something you've thought about at all since you made the goal?
That's a goal, but yeah, we'll see.
The next day,
I'm available to go and be in the pro. If OBJ shows up, he might score 100.
You know, the fans are there to watch me play. I want to impress that guy way up on top who probably worked his ass off to get a ticket or to get money to buy the ticket.
You really cared about the guy who sat in the top deck at the Palace in Auburn Hills to watch you when you came to Detroit?
Yeah, because I know he's probably yelling at me. And I want to.
MJ brought that up in his Hall of Fame speech decades later. Even after 6 rings, he made sure the world knew that memory still burned inside him. That's the level of competitive edge we're talking about. So imagine what hit Jordan's mind when he saw that magazine cover, a teenager labeled the next him without proving a thing. To the world it was hype, but to Jordan it felt like someone trying to rewrite the story he bled for. Because MJ didn't get anything handed to him. He clawed his way into greatness. He got cut from varsity, dropped to 3rd in the draft behind players most people can't even name now, and spent years getting pounded by the Pistons before rising up and dominating. Every title, every trophy, every moment, he earned it through sweat, grit, and destroying anyone who stood in his way. But LeBron? Nike threw $90 million at him before he played a single NBA game. His high school games were aired on ESPN. Arenas were sold out just to see a teenager hoop. The world placed a crown on him before he had the chance to prove himself. To Michael Jordan, that didn't feel like praise. It felt like disrespect toward the legacy he built with his bare hands. Because in Jordan's mind, greatness has to be earned. And even when you earn it, he still needs to respect how you earned it. And here's the wild part. LeBron idolized Jordan. He had MJ posters in his room, wore his sneakers, studied his game, tried to model himself after him. And when LeBron finally made it big, dominating the league, you'd think MJ would welcome him, pass the torch, build that bond. But that moment never came. Even in 2025, on the Pat McAfee show, LeBron admitted that he and Jordan are just in a good spot.
There's Leroy Smith. Now, you gotta think that's a myth. Leroy Smith was a guy, when I got cut, he made the team on the varsity team. And he's here tonight. He's still the same 6'7" guy. He's not any bigger. Probably his game is about the same. But he started the whole process with me because when he made the team and I didn't, I wanted to prove not just to Leroy Smith, not just to myself, but to the coach who actually picked Leroy over me, I wanted to make sure you understood you made a mistake, dude.
Not close, not mentor and student, just a good spot, which is basically the friendliest way to say they don't really have a relationship at all. And that's strange when you look at how LeBron is viewed across the league. Legends like Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and Larry Bird all supported the next generation. They shared advice, gave respect, and cheered when the torch moved forward. But Jordan? He stayed distant with LeBron. The coldest handshakes, the most polite interviews, nothing deep, nothing real. But there was one superstar Jordan did embrace, Kobe Bryant. And once you understand why, everything suddenly makes sense. Kobe didn't just admire Jordan, he mirrored him. Same fadeaway jumper, same footwork, same tone, same attitude, even the same competitive fire. Kobe studied every little detail MJ ever showed on a court and built his style as a near reflection of Jordan. That connection wasn't built on hype, it was built on work, obsession, and understanding the mentality Jordan respected most. Kobe used to call Jordan in the middle of the night asking about moves, strategies, mindset, everything. He wanted to walk, talk, and hoop exactly like Mike. And Jordan loved that energy.
Jordan, a friend of yours?
He's a good mentor of mine. He's like a big brother.
He is, okay.
Yeah.
So how regularly will you speak to Michael?
I don't know.
Like in a year's time? Every once in a while. And Will Smith was here a few weeks ago. He was talking about Michael and how he just constantly wants to compete when it comes to everything.
All the time.
Literally everything. Does he do that with you?
Yeah.
He does?
He tries, yeah.
He tries? And what things does he try to compete with you?
I don't know. I mean, the last time we had dinner, he was talking about my year in 1991 versus your peak year. I would have kicked your ass. I said, Mike, come on, man.
But it wasn't just basketball, it was personality. Kobe had that same ice-cold killer instinct, that same I'm winning no matter how you feel attitude. He didn't care if teammates were annoyed or if the media said he was selfish. If taking 40 shots gave his team the best chance to win, he was taking 40 shots without thinking twice. That was the Jordan mentality. Ruthless, strict, and straight up my way or nothing. LeBron, though, he's always approached the game differently. He's a pass-first guy, a system builder, someone who reads the floor and finds the open teammate instead of forcing a shot. Fans see that as smart, efficient basketball, and they're right. But in Jordan's world, that style looks soft. In MJ's mind, the alpha always takes the last shot. No hesitation, no second guessing, no passing it off. You go down swinging with the ball in your hands, period. And when LeBron left Cleveland for Miami to team up with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh, Jordan saw that move through his old-school mindset. In MJ's eyes, real killers don't need help. They put the whole league on their back and break anybody standing in their way. That's why Kobe got his respect. He had that lone wolf approach that Jordan admired. So when Kobe passed away in 2020 and Jordan was on stage crying, calling him my little brother, you could see the love was real. None of that was for the cameras. That was years of genuine connection pouring out. But with LeBron, Jordan never built that kind of bond. No late-night calls, no mentorship moments, no deep talks, just distance and silence.
Emotion was when everyone saw me crying. Like, that was all for 52 years of everything in sports going on in Cleveland. And then after I stopped, I was like, that one right there made you the greatest player of all time. Everybody was just talking how they were the greatest team of all time. Like, they was the greatest team to ever assemble.
Then the situation got even more complicated once those Diddy rumors started floating around online. Suddenly, LeBron's whole image was being dragged into conversations that had nothing to do with basketball. You probably remember that old Instagram live clip. LeBron laughing with Diddy saying, "Ain't no party like a Diddy party." Back then, it looked harmless, just two famous guys cracking jokes. But after all the lawsuits and legal drama that came out around 2024 and 2025, that clip aged badly, like milk left in the heat. Fans went from talking about scoring averages and playoff runs to questioning LeBron's circle, his public choices, his whole brand. Now let's be clear, LeBron hasn't been accused of anything at all, but to someone like Jordan who built his entire empire on control, discipline, and keeping his image spotless, even being near controversy is a red flag. MJ spent his whole career dodging drama. He didn't talk politics, didn't get involved in public mess, and protected the Jordan brand like it was gold. That's how Air Jordan turned into a billion-dollar powerhouse that still owns the sneaker world years after he retired. But LeBron operates in a totally different way. He speaks up about social issues, builds friendships across rival teams, and doesn't hide emotion or vulnerability. To a modern generation, that's leadership. But to Jordan, who built his career on quiet dominance and controlled messaging, LeBron's style feels unfamiliar, maybe even risky. Because LeBron represents a new era of superstar behavior, and for someone obsessed with his legacy like MJ, that kind of shift can feel like losing control of the narrative. This kind of tension has always existed in the NBA. Rivalries and beef practically built the league. Magic Johnson and Larry Bird weren't just basketball rivals. They represented two completely different worlds. The gritty Boston attitude versus the flashy Hollywood vibe.
People always debated, who's the greatest player of all time? Dumb question. It should be, who's the greatest team of all time? You know, there are so many teams to choose from. The 91 Chicago Bulls, sorry Showtime. The 92 Bulls, back-to-back. 93 Bulls, first three-peat. 97 Bulls, even with the flu. 98 Bulls, no push-off. And my favorite, the 96 Chicago Bulls. 72 wins, tough to beat that. What? You think there's someone else? Proof.
Their battles pushed the league to a new level, and they didn't even become friends until after the war was over. Then you've got Michael Jordan versus Isaiah Thomas. That beef was so intense, the Pistons literally designed the Jordan rules just to shut him down physically. And decades later, MJ still can't stand the guy. He straight up said in The Last Dance that the hate will never die. Even teammates beef. Shaq and Kobe won 3 championships together but spent years firing shots at each other. Interviews, practices, even rap tracks. So when people act shocked that Jordan doesn't vibe with LeBron, it really shouldn't surprise anyone. Beef is part of the league's DNA. It's been there since day one. Fans love it. The media pushes it nonstop. And players secretly understand that a little tension actually builds their legend. Every cold look from Jordan gets broken down like it's a crime scene. Every time LeBron shows love to MJ and gets nothing but silence back, the whole internet turns it into a headline. One clip, one quote, one tiny reaction. That's all it takes to keep this rivalry alive. But here's where things get wild. Even without Jordan's blessing, LeBron's career has gotten so massive that he might have forced his way out of MJ's shadow by sheer dominance alone. We're talking over 2 decades of elite play, 4 championships, the all-time scoring record, more finals runs than entire franchises. And he's still hooping at age 40 like time forgot about him. Nobody in NBA history has carried this level of excellence for this long. Not even close. So instead of Jordan's silence settling the GOAT debate, it actually keeps it going even harder. On one side, MJ loyalists stand firm. They say if Jordan never passed the torch, it must mean something. They claim real recognized real, and MJ didn't recognize LeBron, and they hold on to that like it's evidence, stamped in gold. On the other side, LeBron's supporters clap back with numbers, longevity, influence, and pure impact. They say he's changing the rules of what greatness even looks like, and he's doing it with or without Jordan's approval. And honestly, that might be MJ's biggest nightmare, the idea that someone could take the throne without his permission. Because Jordan didn't just dominate basketball, he built an entire empire on top of it. He created the blueprint for global superstardom, the sneakers, the branding, the mindset, the myth that felt larger than life. Every superstar since has been chasing the standard he set. But when the moment came to choose a true successor, Jordan drew his line in the sand. And it wasn't LeBron James, it was Kobe Bryant. And that decision shaped how millions of people talk about the GOAT debate today. In the NBA, getting the blessing from the king before you matters. It's like being officially knighted. It locks in your place in the story. That's exactly what Kobe got. Jordan trained him, praised him, pushed him, talked to him late at night, and when Kobe passed, MJ cried like he had lost real family. That bond crowned Kobe as the chosen heir. Not because a magazine said it, but because Jordan himself proved it through years of guidance. LeBron never got that moment, and that missing stamp changed everything. Because every time the media tries to call LeBron the GOAT, critics pull out the same argument. If he's really that guy, why didn't Jordan ever embrace him? Why didn't the greatest player ever give him the nod? They say the silence means something, and they use it like a shield every single time the debate comes up. But maybe that's exactly why this whole debate refuses to die, because LeBron spent his entire career living under the weight of Jordan's cold silence. He grew up idolizing MJ, studied him, admired him, and wanted nothing more than a simple sign of approval, and he never got it. Yet somehow, even without that blessing, he still became one of the greatest players to ever touch a basketball. He broke records nobody thought would fall. He won championships in different cities. He carried teams for 20 years and kept dominating long after most legends slowed down. And he did all of it without Michael Jordan's permission, which might make his legacy even harder to ignore, because he didn't need the throne handed to him. He built his own with his bare hands. So now we're left with the question that will echo forever. Is Michael Jordan the greatest because he went 6 for 6 in the finals and crushed every obstacle like a machine? Or is LeBron the greatest because he carried some of the toughest teams ever, reached 10 finals, shattered every longevity record, and stayed elite longer than anyone in NBA history? The real answer depends on what you value. And that's exactly why this debate never fades away, because it was never just about basketball. It's about pride, power, legacy, and the one thing Michael Jordan never gave LeBron James: validation. Without that stamp, the argument always stays open, the throne stays contested, and the game keeps winning because the conversation refuses to slow down. So now it's your turn. Is MJ still your GOAT because of that perfect final streak and that cold killer mentality? Or has LeBron done enough to take the crown on his own terms without needing anyone's blessing? Drop your take in the comments, and if you made it to the end, hit that like button and subscribe, because this battle is nowhere near finished. The GOAT debate is alive, loud, and we're locked in for every moment of it.